Straight from the realm of all things gaming. Everything Noob starts now.
Another week, another episode of the Everything Noob Podcast. I am Vortak, joined this evening as always with Miss Jemmy, Mr. Dreadlow. How's it going?
Good.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. We
are
gamers and streamers and video makers of sorts, and we got quite the show for you. We're going to talk about our game of the week, Hearthstone. We all actually got to play it, unlike previous games of the week.
It's not excuse of the week.
Yes, it's no longer excuse of the week. We're going to talk about some other little news stories that are plaguing the game community here and there. And first, before we get into all that, we should discuss a little bit about what's going on with the podcast itself, because we do have some announcements of pending changes. Dun dun dun.
Ooh.
So, we've been doing the show now for, gosh, almost 3 years?
Yep.
I mean, when did we start?
October would be 3.
October
Yeah.
would be 3 years. And we've tried a lot of different things, making a lot of subtle changes to the show, doing a lot of different things, experimenting, trying to grow the audience and see what captivates you the most, you listeners out there. And we've decided that we want to kind of change things up in a big way. But we don't know exactly. We have a lot of ideas. We were going around. We started late tonight. We're live streaming right now, and we started a bit late tonight because we were just getting really into talking about different ideas, different things we can do. But the biggest announcement we can tell you right now is that we're going to be taking a month off from doing the Everything Noob podcast. Not starting this week, but next week. Next week is going to be our last show for a whole month, and that will put us back on the air. When did you say, Jemmy? The first Monday in August?
The first Monday in August would be 3 weeks off, and the 10th of August would be 4 weeks, so a real full month.
Okay, so yeah, 4 weeks off, 10th of August is when we'll be coming back. So you have one more show after this one, and then we will be off for a month while we kind of retool the show, recharge our batteries a bit. I personally have a lot going on in life right now and could use a break.
It's summer vacation.
Yeah. I could use a break from a lot of things. There's a lot of summertime activities going on too, especially end of July. My sister's going to be in town. Haven't seen her in over a year. And there's all kinds of stuff. Career opportunity I need to take advantage of, so things are off the wall right now.
Yes.
Yeah. We all got our little things. I mean, for me, it's like work is crazy right now. So
I've been
yeah,
bowling.
Definitely a good thing for.
I have my own shoes now.
Your own line of footwear?
No, not my own line of shoes. I own a pair of bowling shoes now.
Oh, you've been bowling.
I've been bowling.
Oh,
That's
cool.
I'm a ball in a bag away from no friends.
Yeah. Pretty much. Why don't you have a Wii?
Yeah, you can play bowling on that.
Not here, not anymore. I left it at my mom's.
Oh, okay. I guess you do have to do real bowling then. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm not good at real bowling. Wii bowling I was good at, but not the real bowling.
Well, we'll definitely know more next week for details coming up about the show. I can say for sure that it sounds like all three of us are pretty on board with going in the direction of a much more community-focused podcast. I mean, we throw the word community around a lot. A lot of people do these days, YouTubers and everyone. But we're thinking of really focusing in on the people we play video games with and the games we play specifically. When we first started the show, it was like Minecraft. That's all we would talk about. If you go back and listen, it was basically a Minecraft podcast for a good while.
Almost. Pretty much.
We've been floating, looking for that next love.
Yes. So we're thinking that wasn't such a bad thing. I mean, but we have a lot of ideas, and if you want to weigh in, feel free to leave comments on the website, everythingnoob.com, on the YouTube channel, wherever you like. And let us know what you think. What kind of changes would you like to see done to the podcast? And we'll be talking about it throughout the week amongst ourselves. And next week we might have some more details for you. So there is that. Story just broke today that I thought was pretty crazy. Do you guys remember good old Scrolls?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Mojang's little card game baby?
Yeah.
I finally figured out
happened to
why Bethesda didn't like them using Elder Scrolls though,
Why?
because they're coming out with their own card game type game.
They probably got a hair up their ass because they wanted to name it
Yeah.
Scrolls.
But they didn't name it
the
Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
It's named. It's kind of similar to like it's named. I forgot what the name it is. They did mention it on E3, but it doesn't. It's
Card games
definitely
are hot right now.
yeah. It's definitely using characters from Elder Scrolls. So that could be the reason why they saw that Mojang's making a card game and stuff, and we're gonna do the same thing, but we can't tell anybody yet. Well, we better sue them for the name just in case we decide to use it.
Well,
Yeah.
they might be in luck because Scrolls is officially tapering off development for good.
Ooh.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Huh.
It's
I
still,
bet you it's Microsoft doing that.
it might be. Maybe they looked at it and said, this game makes no money, and it's costing you a fortune to run these servers.
Well, there's that, and then also they're competing with Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering. Mm-hmm. And like Hearthstone's really hit the ground running, and they kind of released around the same time.
Yeah.
So
Basically,
bad
what
form.
we're looking at here is Scrolls. They said that the Echoes will be the last major content patch for Scrolls. The servers will run up until July 1st of 2016, so basically one more year of servers for that game. And then all future proceeds will go towards keeping Scrolls playable for as long as possible. So essentially, crowdfunding after that to keep it online. Is kind of how I'm seeing that. They said there's a big dedicated fan base for the game, but apparently not big enough, and they are going to be shutting down Scrolls.
that
Wow.
sucks for those fans.
For anyone who's very unfamiliar with Mojang, they're the company that made Minecraft. So there you go, you're caught up now.
Well, I mean, you've got like the Hands of Fate. You've seen that on Steam.
I haven't played Scrolls, and I don't know what that is either.
Well, it's like a card game. You got this mystical guy, and there's cards floating around you. You've never seen that?
No.
Well, anyway, he lays out. It's a card game, and he lays out cards, and he deals them to you, and you move your little character along the cards, and then you encounter battles, and these battles are 3D third person attack mode, and the whole game changes into like a RPG type battle system, and then you're battling the enemies, and then you come back to the card game and you continue on your track. So even that one right there is, I mean, that's basically what Scrolls is, but Scrolls is on a board, and you have to attack the little pillars at the end, and you just move your characters. So it's got a battle system with the cards, but Hands of Fate is so much better, So it could be, a number of things, but that definitely would.
It seems like Scrolls was kind of ill-conceived. Like they had this idea and got convoluted, and probably a lot of pressure from the whole Minecraft thing. Like people are expecting
It was just
this
so
hit
different.
game.
It was so different. Now, if they were to come out with a Minecraft card game, oh come on.
You can't have a whole
There's
lot of
not a
cards
whole lot
there.
you could do with that, though. You'd have to
True.
start creating stories or pull from the community stories that are well known to make cards.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of what sold Hearthstone is World of Warcraft, and there's
It's
ton of
very
potential there.
similar
Yeah.
to Magic too.
Yeah, that I mean, you take a similar format people like, and then you also throw World of Warcraft lore into it and characters. I mean, recipe for success right there. But Scrolls is like, it seems like all unique characters and lore and everything, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, not quite, but we're
Well,
not
all
going to
the-
talk about how they heavily dipped from Warhammer, but
Hearthstone, all the heroes are from World of Warcraft. None of them are from like their Heroes of the Storm or StarCraft or Diablo. None of those characters are in Hearthstone, which is something we thought was going to happen eventually. But Hearthstone is more of a WoW. All the creatures and everything you do is from WoW. So that's not what they were. I guess their plans were. So,
yeah.
you got Heroes of the Storm, which I don't know if it's doing really that good right now. I mean, I haven't heard much about it. But, yeah, so that was definitely WoW-driven. Hearthstone was. As a matter of fact, Kriparian, I think his name is, he's one of the guys that was in some of the big tournaments that were out there a few years back. He started out in World of Warcraft. And when Hearthstone came out, he just kind of moved over to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was definitely a WoW thing.
Well, so that's the news there. Scrolls is being shut down. I think it does have a lot to do with Microsoft. They spent a lot of money on that company, so they want to make sure it's making money and not spending it uselessly. Mm-hmm. And it's probably just one of those things, like, you got too much competition here.
Whatever happened to Cobalt?
That's another one. I'm waiting to hear news on that. I forgot about Scrolls.
I think that's done. I think
that was done a while ago.
Dead in the water.
I mean, it's probably one of those games that was just created and then left, for sale. Like any game from back in the day. They just made it, they sold it, and that was it.
But I think a player hosts the server. So
yeah,
that one, I guess, wouldn't have a problem, I guess.
Yeah. So, I haven't seen any news on that, but it probably doesn't cost them money to host the servers then if people are hosting them themselves. So that's probably where this is coming from, is they're paying for these servers to stay online.
Right.
So, that happened. Yeah, bunch of little news stories. I want to, before we get into them though, and since we're talking about card games, we might as well just go into our game of the week, which was Hearthstone. And,
Hearthstone.
It seems like we all had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I did.
I'll let Jimmy go first, because you hadn't even played it before the game.
I had never played it before. I obviously have never really played WoW. I don't count playing a 2-week free trial as playing WoW. So everything was new to me, all the heroes, everything. I had a little problem because it was something about my model tablet. The game is a little laggy on, but it's still very, very playable. Most of the lag was with the loading screens. But I had a lot of fun with the game once. I don't know. It was like Magic the Gathering kind of rekindling. There's a few things that I wish were a little different, but not irksome different. Mm-hmm. And then I really wish it wasn't as cheesy as it was, though. I ended up enjoying it more once I turned off the sound and couldn't hear all the cheesy dialogue from your character.
It's cool. I like it.
I did not like the cheese factor.
Every card has its own thing too, its own emote.
I know. And I mean, for some people it's probably great, but I don't get the nostalgia from WoW, so for me it's just cheesy for the sake of being cheesy.
Yeah.
Did you get into deck building?
I did build a deck, and I took that deck and I played one online match with a stranger, and I won. And I stopped there because then I have ended my current Hearthstone career as a champion.
Wow.
Yeah, it gets pretty hard. When you start playing ranked, a lot of people have already, the casual is where everybody tests their decks. So sometimes you get these weird decks that just do crazy stuff. But then when you get into ranked, they've already practiced their decks. They know their decks work. And so they're real tough to kill.
Yeah, I just
did casual. I'm not ready for that. My priest deck was not that good.
That's where I'm at. I made a paladin deck, and I started making a warlock deck, but I haven't played them yet.
And I kicked your butt twice.
Yeah. Well, you had some crazy ass. The second one he used, it was like
Grim Patron. He
wasn't even fair. He just kept throwing these cards that shouldn't even exist. And just killing me one after another.
It's in the game. It's totally fair. Don't be a sore loser.
No, okay, there was a lot of crying, I remember.
There's this card. It's called the Grim Patron. You get it out of doing some of the adventures. There's an adventure mode in this, and it's the Grim Patron. And you lay him out, and then
you win.
I was playing a war, and then what I do is I did a whirlwind, or I laid one out, and I made one because I did damage to my own creature, which made him make another one. So then I did a whirlwind, which damaged both of them and made 2 more come out. So I had 4. So basically, this thing kept multiplying. It filled the whole board with creatures. It just really.
It was dumb.
And there was a lot of other things. I mean, there's a lot of other things in there that, like, I would damage my own creature just to give it a boost, and he would, like, all of a sudden. I kept doing that.
Meanwhile, I'm testing this paladin deck that I don't know if it even works, and somehow I'm discovering all these things wrong with it. Like I have a bad habit of seeing all the cards that cost a lot of mana, and going, ooh, that looks like an awesome card, and putting it in there.
Oh,
and then my deck
you
is
did
stacked,
that.
with like really heavy-handed cards that cost a crap ton of mana. So I just sit there like, well, I can't do anything because I don't have enough low-level cards.
And you can put 2 of each card in there, right?
What do you mean? 2 of each
You
card?
can put
2.
Yeah.
A copy.
Yeah.
Of
okay. I just want to. Yeah.
So it's essentially 15 unique cards in a deck.
Well, no, I have way more unique cards. I should maybe do more, doubles. It would probably help, but I just need some lessons on deck building, I think, and I'd probably be better. I've been having fun testing. I actually won a few games with him, and then I think I have him down, and then I go to another game and someone just kills me. Like my least favorite, these turtles that have spiky shells on them. People get those, like you can put 2 of those in your deck. If people get those back to back, they put them both out side by side. These turtles have 7 health and they do 2 damage. And then the people go ahead.
I love the turtle.
Then people go ahead and they put stat boosts on them so they attack even harder. So now you have this just beastly, stupid card you can't kill, sitting there just murdering your entire team. And so I'm like, I gotta, I really need to get my deck fixed differently. So I
Tiny
fixed my
turtle
deck.
bites of death.
I hate it.
And then the priest heals, and then you put down a card that every time you heal a monster, you get to draw a card. So here comes the magic spell. It's so amazing. Love the turtle.
What you just said reminded me of the next thing. So I get this paladin deck stacked the way I want it. I'm like, okay, great. And then he I play against this one person who just had all these cards. Like they had like a whole handful of cards and then some. And I have like 1, 2 cards, and I keep running out. And so I'm stuck drawing 1 card, and if I can't play it, I can't play it. And so
you need draw card mechanics.
Yes, and I'm like, I don't have enough draw card mechanics in this thing now. So I just keep discovering these problems by myself. I'm not watching any tutorials because I'm playing on my iPad. I just want to play real quick and then do whatever. So I play a round or 2, and then I watch TV. So I don't actually take the time to really like learn how to make a deck. And I think if I did, I'd have a little more fun.
You got to learn a little bit about board control and when to attack the face. Because I noticed you attacked my face too many times, and you left my creatures on the board. You want to get rid of those creatures.
Yeah.
Once
gotta
you
get
said
rid
that, I
of
started doing that more.
Or you got to crowd control those creatures.
You want to have
taunt.
more creatures on your board or minions on your board than the other player has.
Yeah.
That's how you want to get it. You want to get as many as on your board as possible. If you're 1 ahead, then you use 2, and preferably 2. You want to use if there's a big creature and none of your cards can get rid of it. That's bad because now you got to use like 3 of your creatures to get rid of 1 of his creatures.
Yeah.
So that gets rid of everything. So you want to try to avoid that, and hopefully you can, but sometimes you can't. And just a matter of. So then you start going after the face, hoping that you do more damage than he does.
Yeah, it's
tough.
Yeah, it can be a very challenging experience, but I love how it played on the iPad. I didn't really like.
But see, you guys haven't been able to play Tavern Brawl yet because you haven't gotten a character to 20 yet. And this week, Tavern Brawl was you make a deck, any deck you want, you create whatever class you want, you make your deck, and every time one of your creatures dies, you get a banana. And a banana is from
banana
one
token?
of the. It's a banana card, and there's 3. I think there's 3 different kinds of banana cards. You get one that is makes a creature +1/+1. You get another one that makes a creature +2/+2, and then there's another one that swaps the health and the attack. So you can have fun with that. So you could put out a bunch of 1/1 creatures, and then that person's like, "Oh, I'm overwhelmed." You start killing your creatures. You get all these bananas, and you start buffing your big creatures up with it. So it's really challenging, that because you don't want to kill all. You want to be careful not to kill all every time you kill one of his creatures, he gets a banana.
He's get a banana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And it's random which ones you get. So sometimes you don't get lucky and you don't get the ones you want. But then you take those bananas, and if you got like 4 or 5 bananas and they're all plus up creatures, and you got a creature out there on your turn because they only cost 1, and if you got like 10 mana built up, you can just start throwing them on one creature and just attack the face and win the game.
Wow.
It's crazy. But that's only Tavern Brawl. You can't do that in a regular play. But the Tavern Brawl is a lot of fun because every week they change it.
I think my paladin is almost a 20. And I was going to ask, when you get let's say you have a card like the paladin who's almost level 20, am I fighting other people with a deck like that's almost level 20, or is there another level that represents you as a player?
You're supposed to play, like it says, a worthy opponent, one that is equivalent to you, has basically the same losses and wins as you, but a lot of people are saying it's not really happening that way. Sometimes you end up getting in there. I've played with just because you can actually play with your decks, or you can use the arrow key, and you can play with just standard decks, decks that Hearthstone starts you with. And I've just played with a standard deck because I was trying out on my phone and I didn't want to fool around with my decks, and so I just wanted to try it. So I played a standard deck, and I don't know because there's no overall level for you, and I had played some of the ones that weren't that high a level. Like I still got a couple of classes that are like at level 6, because I don't play them. I pick my class and I love it, and I play that.
Yeah.
What's your class?
And I played it, and these guys were coming out with all these legendary cards, which are the ones with the little dragon around the portrait, and they're like killing me, and I'm thinking, I'm playing with a standard deck. Why are you, Hearthstone? Why are you throwing me a guy that's probably,
They could have bought cards, and they are a newer player, quote unquote newer. It could be like they got banned, so they bought cards to kind of get their deck back up there, and
I'm
they
also
recreated
thinking
an account.
Yeah, I'm also thinking this too. When you play ranked, that is when you play somebody that's at your level. But when you play casual, you can play anybody. So I'm thinking that's what it is.
Yeah, I played some people who were just awful, and my deck just keeps leveling up. But a lot of times it felt like whenever my deck leveled up, so did the person I was playing against. It just kept getting more and more challenging as I kept making my deck different. But I've been making improvements to my deck. Like, they were clearly, showing me better results. Yet the person I was playing just was better. Better cards.
Even when you lose, you gain experience. So
yes, and I thought if these ranks are based on the level of my deck, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm never gonna be able to just test him because I'm gonna keep playing harder and harder opponents. But if it's not based on that, I have no idea then.
If you're playing casual, anything goes. You could be playing like the best player in the world. But if you're playing ranked, it's more at your level. They try to keep it. Actually, you do have a rank number, so you play against a person with the same rank number. Now, that person could have been playing for years and have all kinds of cards, because every month the ranks go back to the original, and then you have to start all over and rank your way up.
That
again.
might be why the ranked system seems bugged, because they reset it. So a lot of people are going in around the beginning of the month and getting these opponents who have a lot of cards and a lot of experience, and it's just kind of not fun when you are obviously just starting. And it's like, I only got 5 card packs. I just have the baby basic cards. I can't really build a deck.
Yeah,
but you'll get cards. If you play when you get into arena, when you get 150 gold, you can do what they call arena, and arena is the middle button. You click on that, and basically what happens is 3 cards will come up, and then you pick one of those 3 cards for your deck, and then once you pick it, then another 3 come up, and that's how you build your deck. And it's not cards from your cards; it's random cards, and they could be good cards that you don't have. And so you'll get these, and it's only for arena though. And then once you play arena, even if you lose, even if you lose all the games, you still get a free pack. So that's a good thing. I mean, yeah. Or you can just use 100 gold and just buy a pack. and you gain gold every time you play.
Well, I know if you're winning an
so.
arena, you
Yeah, you
get gold.
You get more. You get more. You get these little packages that pop up, and you could get 2 packs of cards. You always at least get one. You get 2 packs of cards. You can get gold, and you can get what they call crafting essence. You can use that to craft your own cards. That's another thing you can do too. Is you can craft cards.
Can you explain the crafting to me? Because like that is something I wanted to know about, but I was like, I don't know what this is, and I don't have enough resources to really do it myself and figure it out.
It's pretty simple.
You can enchant or disenchant. So if you have cards that you know you're never going to play, and they've been known to be garbage, you could disenchant those cards, and then you'll get essence for that, and then you can use that essence to actually craft a card. And all you do is you go into the crafting menu, and there'll be all these cards, and they're kind of grayed out. And if you see the card you want, you click on it, and it'll pop up, and it'll tell you how much essence you need, and then you just hit the craft button.
So it's not random. You get to pick what card you want.
You get to. All the cards are available. All the ones that are from, that are the basic cards. They're not the ones that you get. There's cards that you actually get that don't have a little emerald in the middle, or a gem in the middle. Those cards are basic cards, and then there's the cards that you get from packs. Those are the only cards you can craft. You can't craft any of the basic cards.
Okay. Can you break down the basic cards? I hope not. Okay. Good.
Yeah. So the only way, so that when you win a pack, it comes with 5 cards. If there's a card in there that's you got
2 rares.
You got 2. Yeah. If you got more
I got
than
2 rares. I was happy about it. Yeah.
If you get extra cards, you can disenchant those. And there's an easy way to do it because it has disenchant, duplicates, and you click on the button and it'll automatically disenchant them for you.
So wait, when you click duplicates, does that anything over 2 or is it anything over 1?
Over 2.
Okay.
So you always keep.
So that button is safe because that was one button I wanted to click, but I was like, I need to ask somebody about this before I do it, and then get really sorry because I just destroyed everything.
Sometimes you get golden cards, and they're worth a lot when you disenchant them. You get a lot of essence. Yeah. That can help you enchant or craft your, a really good card you want. So, so you can end up with two of one card and 2 of the same card that are gold cards. So you'll have 4 cards. And a lot of people like to keep their gold cards, but they early in the game, you might want to get rid of them to get some enchanting essence so you can craft more cards.
I found a couple of pretty nice gold, or not a couple. I found one really nice gold card sitting in my inventory, ready to put in a deck. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. It's cool.
I liked using my gold card when I was playing that PvP match, though. It's like, look at this special card.
Yeah, you throw it out there, and it's
the
all
hollow
animated.
Card advantage.
It's animated and stuff. It looks really cool on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we all had tons of fun playing that.
You guys know you can click around, and there's different things on the actual board. Like when you're waiting for the player to play, you can click things, and they do different things.
Yeah.
I didn't want to entice lag on that tablet, so I was like, as little animation as possible, please.
I was playing on the iPad mostly, and it just made it a lot more accessible that way for me. I just by the time I thought about playing it, it was like late at night. I had just turned off my computer, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna be up watching TV. Instead, I played some Hearthstone.
Yeah.
So it was cool. I like games like that where they're accessible. Easy to play.
One of the things about Blizzard is, and with World of Warcraft and with Hearthstone, is their sound effects are very enticing to me. Anytime I hear, like, every time I draw a card, I hear that ling. It's just, that's cool. I love that sound, and so I love to hear that. And I think that's the draw. Some of the draw to those games is those sound effects.
Their artwork and their sound effects really, entice me. When I see someone like playing World of Warcraft, or I hear sounds like the level up sound, like the gong and stuff, they just did such a good job that it gives that feeling like, oh, I missed that.
Whenever you attack the person's face, you feel it. You know what I mean? It's like, bam! You hear that, bam!
No, he's right. Their sound engineering on those games is superb.
It didn't work for me. I had to mute it.
Oh.
Really?
Obviously. Like I said, I don't have the WoW nostalgia, so for me, it did nothing. It just seemed really cheesy. So it's like, I gotta turn this all off. And I had a
They
lot
are
of fun
cheesy.
once it was soundless.
They are cheesy, but
Yeah.
it's something about him. I mean, yeah, it just kind of gets me. He's right, in my opinion, anyway. I wanted to talk real quick about our potential next game of the week and last one for a bit. Before the show, Jemmy was threatening to pick up Ark.
Yeah.
If that's something you do, I think we should make that our game of the week. Because Dreadlow and I are playing the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
mean-
I actually got on the server and I logged in and everything, but of course it was at a time when there was nobody
If you
on.
promise to hold my hand when I log in,
If I'm there. Otherwise, you
well,
can always jump on the
if you're
team
not
speak
there,
and-
you can't hold my hand, can you?
Well,
Just
other
watch
people
out
can.
for the
And I don't want
Raptors.
to see anybody drop in a deuce in front of me when I log in. I don't want to see that.
You're gonna
You
have
keep
to
that
see
behind
that.
in the bushes.
It happens a lot.
Decency, human decency.
No, there's gonna be dinosaurs crapping on you, people crapping on you. It's just the game.
This game
thing-
sounds terrible.
I do notice that the only creatures, the only dinosaurs that I have to really worry about are the raptors. Other than that, everything else is pretty much docile. I can walk around them and, So
Okay.
I've been killed, I don't know how many times, trying to find civilization somewhere, and it gets dark and you can't see. And then all of a sudden this raptor's chasing me and I gotta, oh no, I'm running and I get killed every time because
Oh,
I don't have
no.
nothing,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to hooking up with somebody.
Well, the server's kind of growing. It's a semi-private server. We're kind of keeping exclusive to just like friends and friends of friends, and it's been a lot of fun. I mean, the
Yeah, it's
people-
definitely-
everyone on there is very helpful.
Definitely one where if I was going to get a server, or rent a server for people to play on, that's probably a game I would do it on. So I'm considering it.
This
That would
is
be cool.
one. This is one where I had the opportunity to do that, and instead, Weem, our friend Weem, and his friends were opening up a server. And I'm like, do you mind if I just kind of, myself and my group kind of bums off you? Because I mean, I just don't want to be responsible for hosting another server, and I don't like that I have all these friends playing this game, but I have my server and they have their server, and I'm just kind of sick of that. So I was kind of happy that everyone kind of was able to come together and just play on one
Yeah.
server.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. If I get involved in this community, it's all on. It's going to be the server for me. But if I was to do something like I was thinking of doing a Rising World server.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it growing as fast as I was hoping. I don't see where it's going yet. And until I see some, major improvement, I like some of the stuff that they're adding and stuff, but I haven't seen anything major yet to really entice me to
I pulled the trigger on that one.
yeah. So I'll stick with this if you guys welcome me in there. 'Cause I want to fly one of those things. One of those. What are they called?
I don't really know. I just know there's a couple.
Pterodactyls? Pterodactyl?
Yeah. Well, Weem has his name.
Oh,
every
wait.
creature he has
They're
has got
special
Weem in it.
names. They're not like real dinosaur names.
But it's the first part of the actual dinosaur name. That's the funny part. Like Terra Weem. So. But you can fly in this game. That's what I love about it.
You
So-
can fly if you tame one of the megalodons, like the sharks. You can
Megalodon. That's
you
what
can
it is.
Basically
Yeah. So
use
it's
that as a boat. If you put a saddle on
Megaloweem.
it.
Can you drown yourself by diving?
Yep. You can get your
Yeah.
oxygen
Can you-
way up, and you can basically submerge yourself for a while.
How long?
It depends on how much you level your oxygen.
that's crazy.
There's a
think I'm
cap
gonna-
on how long you can go.
I haven't tried it. I don't know. I'm not that far. I just know you can do it.
I'm gonna
Where
tame
is
one
my
of those little
wiki
fish.
here?
I wonder if I can tame one of those little fish.
I don't know.
What are you
They're good for
You gonna
food,
put a
though.
foot on it and like get another one and put another foot on it and like
No, just to try it. I saw Dan tame a freaking what was those little
Dodo
birds?
bird.
Dodo bird. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know you could do that. It followed him around everywhere. He was trying to do the video, and it's just right there.
Yeah,
It's following him around.
It's cool. Like anything you tame can like store stuff for you, and you can level it up and keep upping its storage.
So you
or
can shove
speed
stuff
or,
in that dodo bird?
Yeah, rocks, wood, furniture.
What did you call him?
Dodo bird.
No,
What did he name him?
I have a couple, and I can't now. That both their names are getting like, mixed up.
Oh, you got a couple. I could see him having a whole. Yeah, derpy dodo or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I like the dodos. I saw a screenshot that I think it was Excel that retweeted it. It was a guy trying to tame a herd of dodo birds, like just an army of them. So he had like 24 dodo birds following him around.
Wait, do all your tamed animals follow you?
If you want,
like
them to.
always,
you can
Oh.
turn it off. There's
so
a
you
lot
can
of
have them
control.
all out at once and stuff, though.
Yeah. There's a lot of control. You can, they'll follow you. You can tell them to stop following you and not to wander around. So they'll just stand in one spot. That's kind of where you park them. You can ride one dinosaur and have another one follow you if you want, like, just go on a big gathering trip. Like one thing, I just tamed this turtle, like this big spiky shell turtle, like that I hate in Hearthstone. and so I could ride my Triceratops, which can carry a lot, and I can have the turtle following us. And
So you made that turtle a pack mule.
I can up the weight he can carry, and his thing is strong armor. I probably wouldn't use a turtle as a pack mule, but turtles are very like hard to kill, so you'd probably want to level him up and get his health up, and not his health, his speed, and have him fight with you. So yeah, I mean, if it's big enough, you can saddle just about anything, so you can ride the turtle around. But I think it's cool that you could have a pack mule animal, like, or a dinosaur. And one thing I've been doing is I've been going out and chopping down tons of trees, getting hundreds of stacks of wood, not hundreds of stacks, wood that stacks up to 100, so like 8 or 9 stacks, loading myself up and the Triceratops, and then running back. Well, now, because I tamed some more dinosaurs, I can have the dinosaurs follow me and load all of them up with wood and go on just some big hunt and gather trip.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is there like PvP on so somebody could come and kill your pack mules?
Yes. But the server's kind of like, right now, because we've kept it exclusive to people we know, it's pretty friendly. I don't think anything like that's happened.
What if I'm not friendly?
Well, then they won't be friendly to you.
Well, I'll be friendly to everyone except you.
Oh, okay. I'll just make sure I'm always with a dinosaur.
Oh.
If you're
Don't kill his dodos.
If you're not in the tribe,
no, the dodos can stay. I like those.
If you're not in the tribe, what'll happen is if someone attacks you and a dinosaur is near you, or let's say you're at your base with all the dinosaurs, they will converge on that person and kill him.
Oh my
I bet
God.
that's pretty funny.
I haven't seen it. I just know it will happen. And usually, if I'm gathering, I'm with some kind of badass who can handle it if anything comes and attacks me. Like so.
So a level 1 noob couldn't come rule you.
No.
Dang.
That's what I like about this game. Like, if you think back on Minecraft, where we struggled so much to get a server going and get everyone safe, and even then, even though we had all these mods protecting people's stuff and this and that, people still bitched. Oh, I got killed, I got griefed, I got this. It's like, why? We did so much to protect you. Why didn't you use these things to protect you? In this game, it's kind of, if the person's not in your tribe, if they're not a trusted member of your tribe, they need to watch out. Because if they try anything and you're with a dinosaur, you're going to win that fight, whether you want to or not, because the dinosaur's just going to kill him. And dinosaur versus person, even if the dinosaur's level 1 and you're level 20, you might lose that fight if you're alone. I mean, unless you have like a nice weapon, arrows, gun, I don't know. But most of the time...
Yeah, like you need somebody to help you tame. There's no way you could do it yourself.
Well, most of the time,
can I ask a question?
You can if it's small.
What's the death penalty?
You lose all your stuff and you get to pick a different spot on the map to spawn. If there's a bed anywhere on the map, you can spawn at that bed. So you don't have to like lose your base. But all your stuff just drops and it stays there for 15 minutes.
Okay. So it's like Minecraft. Okay.
Yeah. All your stuff drops, and if that person dies and they packed up to try to kill you, and you just take their stuff and throw in the dinosaur and move on with your gathering. So it's a very, what's cool is like if you build walls and you fill those walls with dinosaurs that you've tamed, everything's very defendable. I mean, even if you're not online, you can put pin codes. Simple enough. Simple fix. Put pin codes on the storage boxes, so now people can't open them. I was not in a person's tribe today. I was going to visit their base, see what they've done. I go to open the door, and it's locked. And I think the only reason it was locked is because I wasn't in the tribe. It didn't ask for a pin code, which you can put on doors. It was just locked. I wasn't in their tribe.
Oh,
so
wow.
If you
if
you have a house and you close the door, only people in your tribe can get in. And if you set a pin code, even they can't get in.
Wow. That's awesome.
Could they break down the walls?
If they're in the tribe. If they're not,
okay.
they can't. So the game is comes pre-protected. So even on the big servers, you have a chance to thrive.
Well, because
You just want
you
to get in the
can't.
tribe.
It's not really a siege against another. I mean, you could have wars and stuff, PvP wars and stuff, but on Rust, you can destroy somebody's home.
Yeah.
And in a way, I kind of like that because of the kind of game that it is. But we're talking about a game with dinosaurs. You got enough danger around you, to have to sit there and try to siege after something. Besides, like you said, all those dinosaurs will just attack somebody that comes near.
Yeah.
So it's you don't stand a chance. I kind of like the idea of indestructible. Although I heard that some dinosaurs can destroy your stuff.
Yeah, I think one thing I heard, I haven't seen this happen yet, but one thing I heard that can happen, let's say you set up irrigation from the ocean to your base, which for us is kind of far. We have a nice long pipe running from the ocean to our base to get water to it, which we need for crops, and we need to fill our water skins and stuff. Well, if two dinosaurs decide they're going to start scuffling, and they start to get close, you can walk right through the irrigation pipe, just because I guess they discovered that was a problem, so they made it so you can walk through the irrigation pipe.
Yeah.
If two dinosaurs start scuffling, you can have them basically they can accidentally break your irrigation line. Not just one piece, the entire thing breaks.
Yeah, it
So you
just
have to
falls
rebuild
apart.
it. All
crumbles.
that stone you collected has to get used to rebuild the whole irrigation line.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So
you have to put a wall around it or something to protect it.
Yeah, that was the suggestion that came up. You need to basically put walls around the pipe, and that'll protect your piping. So that is Ark in a nutshell, basically.
Well, I'm on board.
So yeah, if Jemmy ends up picking that up, we will.
Well, I mean, I'll do my best.
Yeah, let us know. We'll consider that our tentative game of the week, and because someone wants in.
Okay. I'm just gonna have to AFK, sadly.
Yeah, we'll call that the tentative game of the week, and once we get things a little more figured out with the podcast and stuff, we'll figure out what game of the week's going to turn into once we kind of reboot.
Yeah.
So anyway, a little news story came out, and it's just you here. You brought this up. I don't know if you brought this up on the podcast or after the podcast, but there's the Fallout 4 limited edition, the Pip-Boy that kind of takes your phone.
Yeah. That was part of a special edition of Fallout 4 when you purchase it.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that phablets, I hate that word, the iPhone 6 Plus, for example, won't fit in this Pip-Boy.
Right.
Which
Okay.
I was actually thinking about that because I keep hearing about this thing.
That'd be huge.
Everyone's talking about it. Yeah. I'm like, are there different sizes for different phones? But apparently it's going to be it looks as though it's going to be like a one-size-fits-all kind of device. So, it just comes packaged in the box, easy as that. And it'll only fit, I guess, quote-unquote, normal-sized phones.
Right.
So, I'm not too surprised. I mean, I put my iPhone 6 on my wrist. That's a pretty big...
yeah.
That's a pretty big thing on my wrist. So, I wouldn't want a phablet anyway. But there's that.
Just a regular phone, Android or iPhone 4 or 5 would probably be fine on there. Yeah. I don't know if the new Samsung Galaxy 6 will fit because that's a little bit bigger too. But I think they demonstrated it with a Galaxy S5, so I think that would fit in there.
So
We're talking about the pip.
yeah, Jimmy just got back. The news, the Pip-Boy, it doesn't fit
Yeah.
phablets.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it'll only fit
Like notes
I
and
guess
stuff won't
quote
fit.
unquote normal size phones.
dang it!
Were you gonna
Oh,
get
well.
a Pip-Boy?
No, probably not. I mean, I don't want to be that dork. Kinda
Sorry,
cool, but
everyone
I
who
don't wanna
wanted
be
to
that
get
dork.
that.
I think it's a limited edition too, so they're not going to have like, there's a limited edition of these, so it's not like
Well,
they're going to have, however many for
physical
people to buy.
collector's
So-
editions, I'm not interested in those anymore with the physical goods. I've noticed the price is going up and the quality's going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of physical and not physical purchases, this brings us to at least on my notebook here, our last topic of the night. Nintendo won't discount digital releases, planning to reward you for buying them instead. I saw this article and I'm still trying to kind of figure it out, because it's basically saying that Nintendo doesn't want, if let's say a store like Walmart discounts a 3DS game, the digital one is still going to be the same price.
Huh.
Even if the store is like, this game is old now, it no longer, is worth that, we're going to discount it. The digital one will remain the same.
But that's kind of been standard fare, though.
What do you mean?
Like when you go on the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store or anything like that, the digital copy always retains its value for a lot longer than the physical copies. Like that's par for the course.
See, that's what I thought too. I remember a couple circumstances where Nintendo has actually lowered the price of digital games. In some instances with older games, like Animal Crossing is not what it used to cost, for example. So I'm trying to figure out why this is news, because what my speculation is now instead of making Animal Crossing cheaper, they're just never going to lower the price.
Ever,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
or
That's my
just,
fear. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense because games get old and new ones come out, so why not lower the price? That's how you reward
Maybe they
people
mean
for
no
buying them.
on digital copies.
That's what I'm thinking. If there's a sale at Walmart, it doesn't mean it's going to be first on sale on the 3DS shop.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
Oh, Nintendo.
I just don't know. Like everything Nintendo, any kind of news that comes out from Nintendo these days just seems to be negative in some way. And this was just another example of that. And I wanted to get your opinion because I've seen plenty of times where a game is discounted in a store, but still the same price on the market.
Yeah.
But this also gives a nod back to how Nintendo closed or is closing the Club Nintendo membership program. Gave you rewards for buying games. Like you get a code and you type in the code and you get some fake currency, and that's ending.
Yeah, I know that. I was just like, they had made a nod. They wanted to reward physical copy buys, and instead of digital copy buys. Was that just?
I think they want to.
Is
reward...
that foreshadowing, cleverly, or are they just being like, "Hey, if you find it on sale on physical copy, hooray for you!" But the digital copy is going to be at whatever the retail sale price is. Period.
I think they're trying to reward people. The language I'm seeing here is reward people for buying digital games.
Oh.
Which I don't see what the reward is.
Yeah, if I'm paying more, there's no reward there. I guess for Nintendo.
Yeah.
I know.
They got me to buy a product. I don't actually own it.
I know that
Exactly.
I've seen games very discounted on Steam, and have seen this very same game, say in Walmart, and it's still full price. And very rarely do you see something on sale unless, it's either an older game or the game's been out for a little bit and they thought they'd put it on sale. But always a digital copy on Steam is always, if it's usually discounted somewhat sometimes.
I see a lot of retail stores, kind of like if one place has it for a cheaper price, then everyone tends to have it for a cheaper price. The quote here says, in terms of being rewarded, it says, "We plan to provide some benefit with the new membership service starting in the fall." So if you buy a digital game, you get something for their new
Oh,
membership
maybe
program.
it's like the Xbox Live Gold where there is sales that only you can access for having the membership fee.
Something
Which,
like that.
unless you're buying a lot of games, you're not really making out with a discount price.
I'm afraid that Nintendo is doing everything. It's like they pulled a book off a shelf that said how to milk money from X industry, in this case gaming. And everything they're doing, like the mobile game push, the new home console, now this, like everything is clearly pointing to, okay, well, this is like maximum profit.
But they're doing it all wrong, though.
Yeah, it's like
That's the problem.
it's like stuff that worked 5 years ago, but now people are wise to it, and they're so behind in their strategies
Yeah,
for
it's
making
like you're-
money.
It's like you're paying by paying full price for a digital game, you're paying for the convenience of being able to download it onto your computer, or into your game
Device,
console.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas that's not the way it is with Steam. Steam, it's like you get all the discounts you can from Steam for buying it digital, and it's usually the hard copy that costs more. I've always found.
I think I've seen more like of the same, like the hard copy and the digital copy. They're usually the same price in my eyes.
Or
for
they
most
they
things.
discount at the same time.
Yeah. I'm surprised to see a new membership service. I wasn't keeping up, I guess. I didn't know they were
That's
closing
what I was
one
nodding
to open
to.
another. Yeah.
I was like, are they trying to like usher out and they need to get rid of the back end stuff because digital games were giving the points too and they couldn't get out of that without starting
it's
over
like-
I
without
think
making
only
people like scream?
I think only physical games gave the points. But no, I think that's wrong actually. I think there were codes. I
Yeah,
can't
I was
remember
pretty
now.
sure that you got points for the digital copies too.
Oh, you did. If you signed up then bought the game. I made the mistake of learning about it after I bought like a bunch of physical games.
Oh.
And so it was too late. That's what it was.
It's like Nintendo's like they do these weird things,
They
that don't make sense.
they insist on you becoming like a member of their service. What gets me the most is a great example, Splatoon. It's a first person shooter essentially. People really like it, and they're still not letting you voice chat in this game. Like they just refuse to do voice chat in any of their games.
Because it's
Yeah, see,
family
stuff like
oriented
that.
and they
It's
look
weird.
over at the Xbox community and they look at the PlayStation community and they look at the Call of Duty community and the Halo community. It can get pretty toxic and not family friendly.
I get it.
And
I-
so I get why they say no, but at the same time, you should just have a profile on your account. And if you're over
parental
18,
controls,
you
yeah.
Yep.
you get the voice chat if you're over 18. You don't if you're not.
Yep.
Parental controls on the console. That'd be nice.
That-
I mean,
and I guess they look at that and go, well, they're on the Xbox as well, but it's still like this toxic environment. Well, because let the parents raise their kids. The parents are like, he's 16. I don't care if he hears people cussing on the internet. It's whatever. Let the parents decide that. That's not your business, Nintendo. And
Yeah.
it makes buying these games like I want to play Mario Kart and online, and I get on Mario Kart or Super Smash, and what if I like the people I'm playing with? What if I want to organize more events with them? What if like we're playing tournament mode and they're all really awesome and we're all like equally matched and we should all keep playing together, but I met them in a random room? It's not fair. I should be able to just add them like any other software lets you do, like on PlayStation or Xbox, and
Oh,
go back
yeah.
and communicate with that person. Like if they keep boasting we want to have people like grow and be a part of our community, and yet they don't let any of the community talk to each other. It's like this silent community.
yeah, it's bizarre.
That's why that has to be, in my opinion, one of the biggest reasons Nintendo is struggling, because gamers have grown up, and all
They
the
put
other
a wall between everybody, and it's like, I
Yeah.
don't want to be in my own cell. I would kind of like a few people in here with me.
Yeah, all the kids are trying to cater to are playing Grand Theft Auto 5. You know what I mean?
No,
like
honestly, kids should not be playing that game.
No, they shouldn't. But I'm just saying that's what's happening, And it's like Nintendo
that's-
needs to just.
That's another story entirely, though. The Nintendo makes awesome games, and games that like I'm still really excited to play, like the new Star Fox game. Like I just wish, they would do more with online and they would do it right, and they'd stop trying to shelter everyone.
Right.
I'm 25.
But the
I'd like to,
madman on the internet.
yeah.
He said some really bad words to me.
It's like they're like, oh, well, we don't want to be responsible if cyberbullying happens, Well, don't worry.
Who sues Xbox or Microsoft?
If you put the
Who
controls...
sues Sony for that? No one.
If they put the controls in their system, their console, it's nobody's fault but the parents and the kids themselves at that point. That's what, anytime you log into something or whatever, or you install something, there's an agreement that pops up, and you have to agree to it. And that protects them from anything.
Yeah. I mean, and no one reads it, but that's fine. Like,
yeah, nobody reads it, but it's there.
It's there, and it protects the company. So, great. So, it's just, Nintendo is just kind of like, it's one thing after another. They keep showing me all these awesome games they want to make, and yet then they turn around and disappoint me. Like, I don't want a Nintendo NX. I don't want a new console to come out so damn soon. And they keep saying, I still don't know what the hell that console is going to mean, if it's going to be a replacement for the Wii U or if it's going to be alongside. They keep trying to say it'll run alongside the 3DS and the Wii U, but what does that even mean? Like, it's a new console.
Honestly, for me, it's a new console, and they're just going to continue to release Wii U games for a little while until they feel like it's time to cut support, just like they always do.
Yeah. I honestly, like, it's so disappointing because, like, the Nintendo consoles should last a lot longer, especially if Microsoft and Sony are planning on keeping their consoles for 10 years.
No one's buying a Wii U, though, to the point where it's best to scratch it and scrap it and then start over than to keep trying to hemorrhage and, like, keep that boat afloat.
I guess. I mean, it's just, I bought the Wii U. I have games I love on the Wii U.
I know, it's solid. Most of the failings with the Wii U is marketing.
Yeah. So
they picked a bad name and they marketed it poorly.
Yeah, and they see these other companies coming out with new consoles. What do they got to offer? So they're going to come out with something new themselves. They waited to see what others had, though, before they come out with theirs.
If Nintendo goes to the dark side, at which they kind of are, like now they want to make games with microtransactions and do all the things that we bitch about on a regular basis on this podcast. Even we talk about how much we can't stand the digital market these days with what they're doing, and Nintendo sees that and they're like, well, that makes money, so let's do it. Because they're just like, they don't know what to do. They're just panicking. Let's make a new console and let's take advantage of that model. And that's what I see. I see those models converging on this new console. And I don't see being able to chat with your friends with a microphone on the internet. I see that still being blocked off. And I see it with games that are even more lazily made than the ones they have now. Oh, look, another Mario game. And you can buy his hat for 10 coins. You could buy 10 coins for $100. Yeah. Big sad face.
I'm just so sad hearing that because I know you're right.
It's so weird that these two announcements came side by side. Oh, we're going to get into the mobile market and we're going to release a new console. And while we're in the mobile market, we're getting in bed with this company that is known for making disgusting microtransaction games. So, and I'm saying disgusting. I don't play this DNA's games. I have no idea. I just know that there's microtransactions in them, and that makes them disgusting to me. And some games do it right, but most games do not. Yeah.
DNA is right in that middle of disgusting, I would say. It's pretty heavy-handed, but you can still usually play the game if you want to without it.
Well, doesn't DNA stand for disgusting and atrocious?
Oh, my God.
No, just kidding.
Anyway. So, that basically wraps up the show for us on that note. Next week will be our last show, and then we'll be taking a month off. A lot of big changes to come to the Everything Noob podcast. We will have more info on that next week. Be sure to hit up everythingnoob.com. Check out the show notes and keep up to date with all the stories we discussed on the show and more. If you're someone who has Arc and is looking for a server, maybe you can convince us to let you on that server. Just hit up everythingnoob.com, make an account, hang out on the forums. Get to know us. We'll get to know you, and maybe you can play some Arc with us.
Yay!
Definitely.
So that'll be cool. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of the Everything Noob Podcast. Hit up everythingnoob.com for our show notes, blogs, YouTube and Twitch channels, previous episodes, and even a t-shirt store. Please game responsibly, and we'll see you next week.